Yo, what is up, guys? Elviskin here. Welcome back to the Seattle Sports Weekly Update. We're going to start off with the Seattle Sounders this week. The Seattle Sounders on MLS Decision Day took on the San Jose Earthquakes in an attempt to move up in the playoff standings. They did win 2-1 thanks to a late goal once again by Raul Ruidiaz. This vaulted them into second place in the Western Conference on the last day of the season and will give them a first round bye as well as, for the most part, home field advantage. So that's really good for them. And we don't know who they're going to play yet because the first round matchups have not started yet. So things are looking up. The Seahawks took on the Detroit Lions on Sunday in a attempt to really cement their place in the wild card standings because once again they're not going to catch the Rams, who are 8-0. Seahawks did win by a score of 28-14 thanks to another great day throwing the ball by Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is looking really good, and the ground game is looking really good. Chris Carson ran for over 100 yards during that game as well. So the Seahawks are now in looking fairly certain. I mean, obviously there's still a lot of football left to play, but they currently sit at 4-3, which is good enough to put them in the second wild card spot, thanks to having tiebreakers over the Bears and the Vikings. So they just need to kind of just keep trucking along, but they are on a 3-game win streak, which is kind of what they're, or a 2-game win streak, excuse me, which is kind of what they're looking for. The Washington Huskies took a severe tumble after playing California. Uh, they did lose to the Cal Golden Bears by a score of 12-10 in a game in which the offense severely struggled. Late in the third quarter, Jake Browning was benched for the backup Jake Hayner, who immediately threw a pick six, giving the Golden Bears the lead for good. Jake Browning was then reinserted at quarterback but could not get anything going. The Huskies fell out of the top 25, but thanks to losses by Oregon, they still control their own destiny to make the Pac 12 championship game if they can win out. So that is good news because if they win out, it would put them in a sole tie. It would put them in a tie with Washington State, but they would have the tiebreaker thanks to winning the head-to-head. Last but not least, we do have some news on the Seattle Mariners. Today is the first day of free agency. 7 players have entered free agency for the Mariners. We won't go through all of them. The only real notable one is Nelson Cruz. Nelson Cruz has opted to test free agency. There was really no need, no attempt to give him an offer for an extension during the season, probably because the front office doesn't know exactly how they want to use the designated hitter position. They could use it as a rotational basis for players that need days off, or more importantly, they could give other hitters that have more upside in terms of growth, such as Daniel Vogelback, a chance to hit in the designated hitter spot without losing out on their defense, as well as having it be a cheaper option. This is not ruling out that Nelson Cruz will not re-sign with us again. He still very well could, and I hope he does. Yeah, so that's all we have for the Seattle Sports Weekly Update. Go Mariners, go Seahawks, go Sounders, go Dogs.